Hello everybody, and welcome to the third installment of Pictures of the Day. I have a bit of, photography news to get into, but we will sort of discuss that as we go along. So, let's just sort of jump right into it. So, right here is a picture of some construction going on next to the Capitol building that I have sort of mentioned before, and I've been showing pictures of that. I think they were just doing some sort of repairs to the exterior, and I think they're adding some sort of extrusion. I can't remember. I'll have to go back tomorrow. So tomorrow I have a bit of a, business meetup almost, where I think about it a month or so ago, maybe a month and a half, while I was just getting out of the Capitol building, about to do my, regular day of street photography. A fella sort of stopped me on the side of the road and asked, "Oh, do you have a business card that I can see, or like, do you have something that I can see your work, man?" And I was like, "Sure." And I gave my information. We traded numbers and whatnot, and I didn't hear from him until just today. And he was like, "Yeah, shoot, dude. It'd be great to sort of sit down and discuss, business and see if I could be like a photographer for his brand, I suppose." It's an interesting concept, I think, where it's sort of all based around his personality. So I guess it all really depends on what kind of guy he is. I only really know him on a surface level, so I think it'll be interesting to, at the very least, sit down and discuss, even if it's just a one-off thing, like, "Oh, okay, I'm not sure if this is going to work, but if it does turn into something, that'd be kind of cool." And I guess it'd be almost a purpose for my photography, which I think even just me taking it is already purpose enough for me to do it, like catching these moments. What was I thinking earlier? Oh, it was like, you give me a moment, I'll give you a picture. I was like, yeah, that sounds kind of cool in my head. Not so much so right now since I'm recording it, but I think the sort of motto I want to live by whenever if I ever go into photography seriously. But anyways, this was just a security guard walking through. I caught him sort of almost perfectly lined up. But anyways, here's the library again. And I think if you guys were to, have a keen eye, you'll see that this one is a bit more zoomed in than the other one. That's because I was using a lens that its shortest focal length was 40 millimeters, which is a bit tight for, what's it called? Architectural photography. So this was before I decided, oh, I'll just shoot with my Canon again. And this was when I was sort of stubbornly using the Olympus exclusively. And yeah, I don't know, just closed-minded, even though I think it was a matter of, oh, this is a brand new toy I've got, I need to use this only. So I will be getting out of that, especially tomorrow. After we meet up, I'm just going to go do my regular photography stuff. So I'm going to go take pictures of, downtown again. And I think I'll try my best to, make more unique shots, which I think all of my pictures are pretty different than each other than later on we'll get into some bird pictures that almost seem repetitive. It'll all become pretty self-evident once it's there, but yeah, I have a lot of pictures of, Arctic terns, I think they were, back in Kotzebue, Alaska, so we'll, cross that bridge when we get there. But for now, here's the library again. Quite cool, tiered architecture. It's almost like a set of stairs going down, but it's got this huge spike in the middle. So it's just a really interesting looking building. I think I'll go visit it tomorrow just to check it out and know what I'm taking pictures of. Anyways, let's get on to the next picture. I really like this picture. So this was me standing on the corner waiting for the crosswalk to sort of go. And this fella, he blitzed through, I guess he J-rode, he wasn't exactly walking, and he stopped to take a sip of that big gulp drink, I think, and I got this picture of him sort of midair, or I guess mid doing it, kicking off with his foot and getting, I guess, that momentum building, and I just thought, wow, this is really neat. It's sort of just a very in-motion picture, and he's got his drink, and he's got his shoe all the way up in the air, and he's got his pants almost sliding down. I think it's kind of funny. This is a good picture, I think. I'm quite happy with how this one turned out. And this guy, he was sort of like rambling on to himself quite a bit. I know that, shoot, I'm rambling to myself right now. But with that being said, I think contextually it's slightly different. I think he was just spewing nonsense, but I don't know. I'm not in his world. He's not in mine. We're just different guys, and he was riding his bike in town. And I thought, shoot, I gotta get a picture of this, and I did. And it was quite successful, I think. The next one, this fellow, he was sort of in a similar, I guess, category as the other guy, as to where, you know, they're sort of, I'm not sure if they're going through something or whatever it may be. Of course, I guess everybody is, but he was very loud and very vocal walking down the streets, and I really liked his overalls and his striped shirt. I got him sort of right next to this light post, and in between there's an alley right here, and I was like, yeah, this is a cool composition. And I don't follow people very far. If they're going like the opposite way, I'll just get whatever picture I sort of can and then move on. But sometimes when they're interesting enough, I sort of do trail them, like, I don't know, for like 2 or 3 pictures worth of time. I'm not sure exactly what that is in minutes or seconds, but it's not very long. So it's just all dependent on how successful I am with getting my camera to catch the moment. And yeah, that's really it. Kind of interesting dude. And here we have an old lady. She was waiting for the crosswalk, which pretty common thing downtown. It's very, very busy. And I think there was an event going on tomorrow. It's spring break, so everybody's out. All the college students, all the high schoolers, and whoever else may be, they're going to all be out downtown. So I'm going to have probably a good time taking pictures of interesting and, I guess, weird looking people, which that's sort of what I enjoy. And I think what I'll try and do is shoot a bit more in color, because that is something that I've really noticed going through pictures, that, oh my goodness, a majority of my recent shots are all essentially just monochrome, which I don't think life is black and gray and white all the time. I think there's colors to be explored. So with that being said, I will shoot in color more and use my Canon for that. I think it'll be a good, I guess, just exploration of different types of pictures, because I'll have like the Canon on my left and the Olympus on my right, and I'll sort of, I guess, pick up and go and grab whichever one suits the moment, and I'll get the picture, and it'll be kind of cool. So yeah, old lady across, like, I think she was putting on chapstick, and I just thought, oh, she's like perfectly nestled in between this car right here, and it's just such an interesting looking composition to me, because we have such a strong foreground with the cars in the front, and then she's sort of right in the middle, and then we have pretty decent focus in the back with the flowers and whatnot. So yeah, good picture, in my opinion. Let me know down in the comments below, maybe, I don't know. That'd be kind of cool to interact with you guys. So with that being said, go to the next one. Just another businessman walking down the business road doing his thing. Nothing too extraordinary about him, but I did really like his satchel and his, I think that was just a coat or a sweater that he had hanging through the satchel in the front. And I just thought, wow, that is a big bag. So I think very commonly, since there are so many business type buildings downtown, I think a lot of people have briefcases and sort of different containers to hold like documents and whatnot. So I think that was what was in the satchel. And yeah, I think he has business to attend to. He's a businessman. He's got a business phone and a business outfit. And it was, I don't know, just a spur of the moment. I got to get this guy. And it was, I'd say, pretty good. Next, okay, so this is actually far removed from downtown. This was, I don't know, I'd say about, I guess far is relative. It was about 10 minutes away driving a car, but I'm usually walking around. And this day in particular, this was when my car's left side strut was, it kind of almost fell off. I think there's like one bolt barely holding on, is what the mechanics said. And man, I was gonna go out and take pictures that day, which I guess I still did. But I was going to go downtown. I was gonna go get my shots, have some fun, and then boom, my car is wobbling like nothing I've ever seen before. It was very interesting to, I guess the best way to describe it is driving through potholes at all times, but your car almost has like a bend in the middle where you sink in the center. It was just so bad. And luckily I made it to the mechanic shop without breaking down. There were several times where I had to slow down. I drove with my hazard lights on the entire way. Anyways, long story short, got my car fixed. Pretty expensive. Oh my goodness. Every time I think of going to the mechanic, I have to think, oh, I have enough money to do these repairs, but do I really want to be set back like $1,400, $400, however much it is. Anyways, money's money. Stuff's expensive. And my car has certainly sucked a bit of cash out of my pocket, but you know, it gets me where it needs me to, or where I need to be, and it's quite reliable other than those few instances of issue. And yeah, it's been pretty okay overall. I think I've only, other than buying, like the whole buying it part, I think I've only put $1,500 into it, which realistically isn't terrible. It's a 2013. It's holding up quite well, I'd say. Anywho, this was a granite store, and it had like countertops and not tabletops, mostly just countertops. And there was this forklift right here, just sort of tucked in behind the fence, and I thought, this is cool. Let me get this, and I did. So, I think it was just a nice little shot to get. Anyway, let's go to the next one. We got a skater kid. We're back to downtown. I think this was the day before the strut incident. And yeah, this guy, he zipped right past me. And he sort of stopped like right here in the middle of the crosswalk to check his phone. And then he just kept on going. So that's how I was able to get my settings mostly right to get my picture. So yeah, nothing too extraordinary about that picture. Similar situation with this one, nothing too crazy. It's just a guy sort of smoking. I enjoy taking pictures of, I guess, smoke clouds and things like that. So whenever I see a guy or gal like puffing a cigarette, I'm like, okay, I should try my best to get that moment, which in the future I might, yeah, since I'm going back to Alaska in regards to pictures for the video, I'll bring that particular shot of a fellow blowing quite a nice looking smoke cloud, and yeah, I guess I'll save it for tomorrow. You guys will see it tomorrow. So with that being said, we'll go to the next one. Just a fella sort of, I guess, down on his luck. I see him quite often actually. He's sort of I guess almost a resident of the downtown area. I think he is homeless, and I think he sort of lives out of that suitcase. And with a lot of these pictures, I'm just sort of capturing as best I can the emotion that they're having in that moment. So with him, you could sort of see his almost somber facial expression, but who's to say? I'm not sure how he's feeling, but that's just sort of how I feel when I see it, and having his suitcase right in front of him, and a can of, I think, either off-brand Pringles, or not, I don't know. It's just a good picture. And I think that with these pictures, I catch a lot of emotion into people's facial expressions. So, yeah, pretty alright. Boom. Another example of that being said. This is like this person's whole, I guess, belongings. You can see she has a dog, and I don't think these two were together per se, but it's just terribly sad to see these people in this state where this is where they live. This is their house essentially, and they have a dog to take care of, and this is a baby carrier as well, or I guess a stroller is what it's called. So who knows? Maybe she has a baby, which I didn't see one at the time, and I'm not seeing one as of right now. But it's just, I guess, a peek into the harsh realities of some people's lives where they don't have everything that like a regular person has. It's just a different set of struggles, I suppose. So yeah, and I think I don't have as many pictures of downtrodden and homeless people as I usually think I do, but there will be, it's sort of a theme of my photography, especially downtown, because that is such a prevalent issue, and it's, I guess, quite a predicament that is sort of touching everybody's lives, because we sort of interact with them every day, even if we aren't doing it intentionally. So it's just life, and it's, I guess, big city life, really. So yeah. Oh, and in downtown there are these spectacular murals sort of all over, especially in the little paid parking pullouts, I suppose. And yeah, there's just this awesome face mural. I think that this doesn't have religious context per se. I apologize. I'm running off of not too much sleep. I'm probably gonna, I don't think I'm gonna be able to chop this up right. Anyways, with that being said, I was gonna say this has like religious significance because there were, in the past, I remember reading about the Father, Son, and Holy Spirit being depicted as a man with three faces. So I'm wondering if this is sort of a reference to that. And I remember that there was a sort of push by the church to not do this, so they would have the painters cover up the halves of the faces and just have the one main face. So something interesting to think about. And then we have another mural. This is I think that's San Xavier, which we'll be getting into this church later. It's either San Xavier or the church that's in downtown, which I think it's actually the downtown one. But there is a church called the San Xavier Church, I suppose, and it's, I think, 600 years old, or maybe it was 500. I think it's 500, just about. And I've been there once so far, and it was an experience, to say the least. There was a mummy in there, and it was just, I don't know, just elegant in the way it was constructed, and it's been held up quite well, and I apologize for that. There we go. I think this is the last picture of the slideshow. It's a picture of me. There is several, I guess, overhanging windows that are very tinted, so you get great reflection shots. And if you look closely, you can see me shooting with my little Olympus camera, and I have my camera bag on my back with my tripod on. And yeah, I'm just wearing my hand-me-down Jordans, some thrifted pants that my sister got me for Christmas this year, and a sweater that was also the same sort of situation. So, with that all being said, I think I definitely need to make these videos on a bit more sleep so I can have more of a, I guess, coherent stream of thought, and maybe write a script. That might be a good idea, but I really do enjoy, I guess, the free flow format that I am taking as of right now. I do think that there can be a bit more substance in terms of like actually talking about the pictures themselves. I do think that for the most part they do speak for themselves, and I don't need to sort of slam on every detail of it. But with that being said, it's all sort of a work in progress. I'm learning as I go. This is my third actual YouTube video. I know when I was younger I dinked around with it, but I guess those aren't really what they weren't very structured. It was just me being a dorky kid wanting to get YouTube famous or whatever. So, and I think I've definitely tempered my expectations quite a bit. And yeah, I'm just hoping to reach some people that care about photography. So, with that all being said, I think I should probably go to sleep. I have that meeting tomorrow, and I'm quite excited. I got like a whole, I guess not a whole, a little portfolio of about 25 pictures put together just to show what I can do. And yeah, it is a new adventure to even just go out for picture stuff that isn't just for me. It's exciting, and I'm excited. So I need to go to sleep, and I'm gonna go do that now. So thank you guys for watching and listening through my sleep deprived ramblings about silly street photography. So I appreciate you all, and I guess I'll see you next time.